Welcome to Moose Plays, everyone. I'm the Liquor Moose, and today we will be going over my Week 8 battle for the 8th season of the GPC. This week we are up against Gareth, aka PewPew, coach of the Passimiangers. Please go check him out. His link will be in the description below, as well as a link to all of the coaches in the GPC, so you can watch the league in its entirety and get tons of Draft League content. So as far as the history of this match goes, so Gareth is the commissioner of this league, and I really want to make a good impression, but I have to be honest, I'm not really liking the matchup. If you go watch my team builder, you will understand that, as I do explain in the team builder, everything that I decided to build around. But for just a quick overview of what we decided to bring, we brought 4 attacks, Megaane, Choice Specs, Exploud, Life Orb, Rock Polish, Landorus, and then Dragon Dance, Dragonium Z, Haxorus, Choice Band, 4 attacks, Weavile, and then an Ayapapa Berry, Rock Setting, U-Turning, Uxie. Looking at Gareth's team, he decided to bring the Scizor, the Rotom Heat, the Rabombi, the Mudsdale, the Delmise, and the Sock. And it's really difficult to really tell, like, how you think. It's really scary when the things you think are the biggest threats don't show up. It's really hard to read because on one hand, they're big threats and you're glad they're not there. On the other hand, you think to yourself, oh crap, did I miss anything in prep that's gonna just like completely sweep me? Because like 3 of the absolute biggest threats that Gareth had on his team, the Thundurus Therian, the Suicune, the Necrozma, they're just not here. Those were like some of the most centralizing Pokemon in my entire prep, and they're just straight up not here. Which means that 1, Haxorus looks a lot more expendable because I don't need the raw breaking power it can provide to break through Suicune and Necrozma. 2, this makes Exploud look a lot better because just like his real natural bulk comes from like the Scizor once it Mega Evolves, and then the Mudsdale, and it's not that naturally specially defensive. The rest of his team is either frail or just has a low HP stat, and those are the kind of teams that Exploud really preys on. But yeah, so looking at lead matchups, I didn't really have a dedicated lead, but looking at what Gareth could possibly lead, it was more than likely going to be the Scizor to U-turn out, the Rotom to Volt Switch, the Rabombi to set up Sticky Webs, or the Mudsdale to set up rocks. In any of those cases, my Manectric is going to be a fine lead, and then if he does lead out with the Scizor, or really anything else, I'm going to try to double out and try to play some mind games. So I'm going to lead with the Manectric here to try to counter team like what he potentially leads, as we do see Gareth does lead with his Scizor, and I lead with my Manectric. And this is a very clear, this is either a very clear Flamethrower on Scizor, and Gareth's not going to risk that, or this is a clear Volt Switch. So I am highly anticipating him switching into Mudsdale here, and I'm actually going to double out into my Exploud to try to catch it on the switch. And as we do see here, he does switch out, not even U-turn out, and he does go into the Rotom here. Now, I checked the calc, and if it's not specs, I live, and if it's offensive, then I kill with Boomburst. So Boomburst is absolutely a no drawback play, but I actually outspeed him, and that means he has a no speed Rotom, because that was specifically what I was creeping with my Exploud. And I didn't think that made a whole lot of sense to this team, but I mean, hey, go watch Gareth's side of the match, and you'll see why he decided to bring the Spadef Rotom, because that is very clearly Spadef, since I did not get the KO on it, and the Volt Switch does confirm that. But yeah, he's just going to Volt Switch here into his Mega Scizor, and here, I don't really have anything that wants to, like, I thought this was a pretty free U-turn for Gareth, so I'm going to go into my Manectric and just see what he wants to U-turn into, really, but he actually sets up the Swords Dance here. So this is a very free Flamethrower for me, because Bullet Punch after Mega Evolution, for me, with the Intimidate, is doing nothing. And Gareth makes a good play, decides to just sack off his Rotom here, as at that amount of HP it's not doing a whole lot. I had to go for Flamethrower there, no point in going into an Electric attack, and Gareth decides to try to bring in the Mudsdale here. I figured that this would try to get up rocks, so to either try to set up my own rocks, I'm just going to go into Uxie, or it could potentially Toxic Fist depending on how I feel the match is going to go. as he does reveal the Stealth Rocks here, I am just going to set up my rocks because they're actually pretty important for both the Ribombee and the ElScizor, as he is going to Toxic me, and now looking at, in my mind, I think his Mudsdale's definitely done his job. He's definitely switching out, so I'm just going to U-turn on it. And as he does go into the Delmise here, so I don't know, okay, pause a little too late, but I thought for a very long time about what I wanted to U-turn into here. If he's AV, then X-Cloud can't kill from here. None of my physical attack, or sorry, none of my special attack can kill from here. But seeing that he does have the Mudsdale left as well, I figured that X-Cloud was a little more necessary than Manectric was as far as like being able to deal with threats. So I decided to go into here. Like the problem was, like, I could have gone into Weavile here too, but then that's an absolutely free switch into ElScizor. So yeah, I just decided to go into Manectric here, and I'm going to try to pressure this out with a Flamethrower. If he's not AV, I kill, and if he is, then I have the information that he is AV. And I know that he can't kill from here because of the Intimidate drop, and as we see, that Anchor somehow is wearing an Assault Vest, but either way, he has the Assault Vest, and the Power Whip doesn't do too much. This is still a pretty free Flamethrower from here because it is a roll to kill from here, and Gareth is not going to risk that. As we see here, his Mudsdale actually isn't Stamina, and that kind of confused me. But yeah, again, the Earthquake was pretty obvious here, so I'm just going to go into my Uxie to avoid the Earthquake, as Gareth does go for that, and my priority here is definitely to try to Toxic this. But yeah, and if he does go for the, if he does go into the Scizor, then I have the HP Fire to at least dent it, as I did Speed Creep this to outspeed the ElScizor. But he goes into Ribombee here, and this is where a bit of shenanigans happens. So Gareth messaged into the group, or into the chat of the battle, that his Ribombee actually does not have any EVs. And yeah, so that was just like a team building mistake. I guess he just forgot to put EVs on it. The same reason why Mudsdale didn't have stamina. It was just a stupid mistake that he missed. But yeah, what this does mean for me though is that my Uxie actually outspeeds this thing. So HP Fire is pretty much a no drawback play here. So I'm just gonna go for that. By the way, I would like to mention that I did offer the the restart here and try to recreate it, but Gareth said no, it was his own fault. It was his own fault that he didn't put EVs on it, so we'll continue from there. So, I mean, kudos to Gareth for being, like, kind of, like, quote-unquote a man on this, but, like, I mean, I would have been fine with the recreation. But, regardless, yeah, so HP Fire gets a good chunk on this as he goes for the Sticky Webs. I'm perfectly fine with just HP Firing here, as after Toxic, I will be in Eye of Papa range to get a bunch of HP back after, so I am perfectly fine with that. As Gareth, after the Ribombee goes down, is going to go into the Sock. And I kind of thought this was weird because I definitely thought that this Sock was going to be his oh god, I definitely thought the Sock was going to be his Scarfer. And like, why would you go Scarf Sock into Uxie? I didn't think it makes a lot of sense. It really doesn't make sense. So I'm just going to get I'm going to stay in and try to see what his attack is going to be, and I'm going to U-turn out, just to try to properly offensively pressure this thing, if he goes for whatever move. But as we can see here, I am actually faster than this, and I just thought, oh, whoa, okay, why am I faster than this? Like, the calc said he wasn't really bulk invested, so I was very confused as to why he was, I outsped this. But yeah, not knowing, like, having no idea what the Sock wants to do, and since I would have preferred for this, if anything, on my team to go down, but since I did U-turn out, I just look at my team and look what Gareth has left, and Haxorus is definitely my most expendable member, so I'm just going to go out into that. As we see here, the Sticky Web goes up, and Mold Breaker, and he actually goes for the Substitute. So, I mean, it's kind of an issue, but the good thing is, looking at our team matchup, he should be Jolly, and Expert Belt, Ice Punch doesn't kill, Close Combat doesn't kill, not even Life Orb kills, and he can't be banded because that would have killed as well. But yeah, so I'm confident I can live a hit, but the only issue with that is I can't really Dragon Dance here. Because if I Dragon Dance here, like, I'm clearly slower because of the webs, so he just kills my Haxorus, and then I Dragon Dance and then I kill his sub. Or he attacks me, I Dragon Claw to kill his sub, and then he just attacks me on the next turn. So like either way, I can't really Dragon Dance here. All my Haxorus can do is just break his sub, as he does reveal Ice Punch, and that did too much damage. As we can see, as we can see here after the turns as I go for the Dragon Claw, that did too much damage because we did not see a Life Orb. What this does mean though, the calc does reveal this was Adamant Expert Bow. And yeah, that definitely was a roll to kill. I mean, I got lucky on the roll. What can I say? But yeah, I kind of an unnecessary play or risk because had my Haxorus died and and that thing was still behind a sub, that would have been a huge issue. At the same time, I actually don't know the calc, but there is a chance that I guess Weavile does break the sub. But yeah, we talked after the match, and he was adamant because he was creeping. He was creeping speed after webs, so he was basically guaranteed to outspeed stuff after webs, which does make sense. But yeah, so seeing as the sub's broken, I just basically have to let Haxorus go down here. However, this does basically grant me a free switch into Landorus, and pretty much something dies here because I had to go into Landorus there because that was the only thing off the ground that actually could attack, since Uxie doesn't really do a whole lot to, or at least the specific Uxie set that I brought doesn't do a whole lot to Sock. But yeah, so basically that grants me a free switch into Landorus, and I can just fire off an Earth Power here and basically get a kill. As Gareth does just decide to sack his Dhelmise here. Jesus, I can't talk. And after that, he decides to go into his ElScizor. So now, Uxie, by far the most expendable member, so I am just going to go out into that and see what Gareth wants to do, and he goes for the Swords Dance. Nope, hang on, we'll let the Toxic play out. Okay, so, here, basically, I just want to get damage off. I want to go for HP Fire just to get a good chunk off and basically guarantee it in range of either Thunderbolt from Manectric or Earth Power from Landorus. Or, like, you know what I mean, just chip it down. What I didn't really expect, though, if he is max attack adamant, since I actually haven't attacked, oh, sorry for the mouse again, I haven't actually attacked the Scizor yet, so I have no idea what the spread is. All I know is that it has Swords Dance. But yeah, if he's max attack adamant, Bullet Punch is actually a kill from here, so I'm just hoping that either he is not max attack adamant or Gareth just misses that calc. That's basically what I'm going for. So I click the HP Fire button, and he doesn't click Bullet Punch, and Gareth actually makes a huge misplay here. He clicks U-turn. He said he meant to click Roost, so it was a misclick and not a misplay, but I mean, misclicks are basically misplays, and yeah. So not only does he he kills my Uxie, which is fine, but now he has negative momentum, and now everything is in range where Landorus could literally just come in and clean up. Like, this dies to Earth Power, the Mudsdale dies to Grass Knot, as we'll see in a second, and then the Scizor, jeez, I couldn't think, it was like the the Zoidberg hands, but yeah, Mudsdale, as we see here, dies to Grass Knot, and the ElScizor cannot kill with Bullet Punch, barring a crit, and yeah, then I can just Earth Power this, and Landorus finally sweeping, after doing not a whole lot this season, but yeah, Landorus just cleans up the game, and that is going to be GG to Gareth. Again, please go check Gareth out, link in the description. He's a cool guy, and he's the commissioner of this league, so if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't even be here. But yeah, it was a good game. Obviously, there were a few things like Gareth I don't know if misgenning is the proper term, since this is Showdown and not Wi-Fi, but like miscreating, I guess, his team, and then obviously the U-turn misclick. Because had he gone for Roost, I think, give me 1 second, I didn't see how much, okay, Hidden Power did 38, so yeah, he can Roost on that and then stall the Toxic. But yeah, that's actually a huge misplay, because then he can just SD up, and that's really bad for me. But yeah, either way, no point in looking on what happened, or no point theory modding, really. All that matters is that I did win here. And that's actually really huge. We're 3-5 now, and actually, we're not out of playoff contention yet. We're actually, as of right now, we should be in the 4th spot in our division. unless I am completely mistaken. Unless I missed something, I believe, because not everyone updates their dock, unfortunately, but unless I miscounted, then we should actually be in 4th spot. And basically, if I can win out, and I think I need a few others to lose out, then I could actually sneak my way into playoffs. So yeah, I'm actually really hoping for that to happen. I would love to make playoffs. Obviously, I'm still going to try, no matter what, and I'm going to try to have fun with it. But yeah, if we can win out, there is still a chance we make playoffs, so you bet your asses that I'm definitely going to try. But again, GG to Gareth. Next week, we are up against Jason, aka Diet Tight. And yeah, his team's pretty scary too. So yeah, keep your eye out on the channel next week for the team builder for that match. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.